And right now, watching and waiting is what people in Kenosha, in Madison, and all across the country are doing right now with the Rittenhouse verdict in the jury's hands. We have live team coverage.
Also feeling that they've waited too long. That is the sentiment of some Oregon high schoolers who want to see a disturbing website featuring their pictures taken down immediately.
Plus, a lot to work on. Madison police received 69 recommendations on how to better handle protests. We're breaking down the report released today. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Right now, 12 people are debating inside the Kenosha County Courthouse, deciding what to do with the evidence presented during the 2-week-long trial of Kyle Rittenhouse.
They have been at it for a while. Deliberations began this morning at 9:30. Before that, we saw Kyle Rittenhouse use a raffle tumbler to randomly eliminate 6 reserve jurors. Rittenhouse faces 5 felonies, but the jury can consider lesser offenses on 2 of those charges. Last year, Rittenhouse shot 3 people, killing 2 during the unrest in Kenosha after the police shooting of Jacob Blake. The prosecution says Rittenhouse provoked the incident by pointing his AR-15 style weapon at one of the victims. But the defense says he was acting in self-defense.
Police and people who live and work in Kenosha are preparing for the unknown. Several businesses spent the weekend boarding up their windows in case of protests following the verdict.
Right now, the National Guard is on standby outside of the Kenosha city limits. Our Eric Franke is live from outside the courthouse. Eric, what are you seeing tonight?
Well, Susan and Mark, it has gotten a little quiet here now. They are doing some chants over here behind us. It was probably 50 or 60 people earlier. The size of that crowd has pared down a little bit in the last hour or so on this chilly, breezy night here in Kenosha. But it's been peaceful so far. Maybe folks waiting for that heads up when we get that verdict announcement, if one is to come. Maybe they're waiting for that. We've seen a few people, clearly Kenosans, driving through this area, trying to gauge what the atmosphere like is down here around the Kenosha County Courthouse. The police presence, mostly Kenosha County city officers, rather. Right now we have seen a few deputies as well. As you mentioned, the National Guard staging outside the city limits, but they are ready to go if needed. And we talked to a resident who lives about a block off the square who said she moved to Wisconsin to get away from where she used to live in Southern California, was in Southern California during the Rodney King riots back in the early 90s, and said she hopes nothing like this happens because this is what she moved to Wisconsin to get away from that sort of thing, she told us. And so there's a little bit of anxiety, particularly for the people who live in this particular area. And of course, we mentioned that we had a lot of concern of the folks in Kenosha, kind of anxious to see what might happen. And the governor certainly issuing a statement to that effect, talking about Kenoshans and how they've tried to bounce back in the last year. His statement, quote, "Kenoshans are strong, resilient, have worked hard to heal and rebuild together over the past year. Any efforts to sow division and hinder that healing are unwelcome in Kenosha and Wisconsin, regardless of the outcome in this case. I urge peace in Kenosha and across our state. Please respect the Kenosha community and their efforts to come together. I ask all those who choose to assemble and exercise their First Amendment rights in every community to do so safely and peacefully." That posted from Governor Evers' Facebook page today. So obviously they're doing everything they can, and we're all hopeful that this, whatever happens here, is done so with a peaceful resolution. But also a big component of all this is the legal side of things. And for more on that and really the happenings with the alternate juror selection, everything to how this process will take place inside the walls of the courthouse behind me, we go to Brady Mallory, who has more on the legal perspective. Brady?
Yeah, we've been talking with a legal expert all this week, and throughout the trial, defense attorney Jessa Nicholson, who worked briefly on the Rittenhouse case early on, has weighed in on the case. And given the fact it went on for about 2 weeks, she says she doesn't expect a verdict until possibly tomorrow or even on Thursday. Jurors will have to decide whether Rittenhouse provoked the situation that led to the shootings or if he was indeed defending himself. Nicholson says jury members have a lot to consider. She says she usually estimates deliberations to take 1 hour per every day of the trial, and says we could be in for at least 15 to 20 hours in this case, so a couple of days. As for which side did a better job making its case, she says prosecution had a solid finish.
Overall, my impression was that Binger's closing argument was the strongest. I thought that Mark Richards had some very good points. I had some issues with the narrative structure of his closing. I think it could have been structured differently to make more of an impact. And I didn't feel that the rebuttal moved the needle very much either way.
Nicholson says the judge has stuck with keeping the jury within regular business hours, and based on that, expects jury members to be actually wrapping up for the evening soon. Nicholson will be standing by with us as we continue to wait for the verdict, and will offer her analysis when that comes. Eric?
Yeah, Brady, thank you. Some great perspective there on how this thing might unwind. And we've been told to be ready at any time, of course, but it could be one of those cases, too, where if they think they're wrapping up, he may say go back in and finish. Many of us have watched closely these kind of court proceedings in the past. Right now, though, it remains peaceful here. There are people on both sides of this argument, some saying self-defense is justified, others offering support for the victims who died in the shooting last August. But all in all, there have been some exchanges back and forth, but so far, very peaceful. Police on standby down here to make sure that stays that way, and we will bring you the very latest as anything develops here in Kenosha County. Mark, Susan?
Eric Franke live in Kenosha. Eric, thank you. And News 3 Now will continue live coverage of the Rittenhouse trial. We will air a special report as soon as a verdict is reached. While we wait to see if any protests come from the Rittenhouse verdict, Madison is analyzing how it handled the George Floyd protests in 2020.
Our Brad Hamilton is live tonight from downtown, where the police chief held a press conference that looked at the past and the future. Brad, what did he have to say?
The University of Pennsylvania's Catrone Center is the one that compiled this report, and Chief Sean Barnes called it an honest assessment of his department. Now, the synopsis was more than 100 pages long, but there were a few key takeaways. First, it recommended that MPD take a less is more approach to handling protesters, noting a large police presence can oftentimes add fuel to the fire. Second, MPD needs to communicate better before, during, and after these demonstrations. And third, only use force when absolutely necessary. Many of these 69 recommendations will take time, but Barnes knows he can act now on some of them.
Right now, we can improve our communication. We've been working with some of our community partners. The recommendation of having community dialogue representatives is something that our department explored last year, and we're further exploring that. But that's a partnership between the police department and those community members who want to see that everyone's safe.
As far as what went well, the report says that Madison does do a good job of protecting free speech and the right to protest. It also credited MPD's involvement throughout this review. Now, we did ask Chief Barnes if they were going to implement body cameras, but he said that is something he would want, but would take time because it has to go through City Council. Reporting tonight in Madison, Brad Hamilton, News 3 Now.
All right, Brad, thank you. Let's get a look now at your certified most accurate forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti on deck in the weather patio.
It's a little breezy out here, but those winds have been out of the southeast and temperatures have been warmer than they were yesterday. Let's start out by taking a look at the time lapse from the Edgewater Skycam. You can see we had high clouds for much of the day, a little bit of sunshine filtering on through from time to time, but the clouds will start thickening up through the overnight hours. There's the live view from the Edgewater Skycam. But as far as precipitation is concerned, right now all of that is to the north. We're waiting for showers to develop, mainly to the south and east of Madison overnight. Low temperatures were chilly this morning, and we dropped to 21 in Madison, but they were in the teens to the north and west. High temperatures so far in the middle to upper 40s, but these temperatures actually may rise a little bit more tonight. In fact, right now we're still at 45 in Madison. Janesville's at 46. By tomorrow morning, we'll probably be in the lower to middle 40s after topping out near 50 overnight. And then look for a high of 48 about midday tomorrow, and then those temperatures start to drop off in the afternoon, leading to colder weather for Thursday and Friday. I'll have more in the forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. It has been a frustrating few months for a group of students in Dane County who say their social media photos have been anonymously posted on a website with alarming captions. The Oregon School District Superintendent tells us she told police about the site right away when she heard about it in September. Police haven't said who's behind it, but while the investigation continues, the site remains up and pictures are still being posted.
It's kind of, disappointing that we had to go to the school and ask twice, and then more pictures were being put up all throughout that time.
Oregon's chief of police says the department can't comment on the ongoing investigation. The department is working with the school and the Department of Justice.
A Dane County judge has ruled the media will be allowed to live stream just about all of Chandler Halderson's trial. Halderson is charged with murdering his parents and dismembering their bodies. Police say he also lied to them during the investigation in July. Today, Halderson's defense attorneys asked the court to prevent news outlets from broadcasting the trial online and filed a separate motion to block recordings of Halderson's calls from jail. News 3 Now was part of a media coalition asking the court to reconsider that motion. The judge ruled to allow the trial to be live streamed. Halderson's jury trial scheduled to start in early January. Coming up next at 5, a warning about robocalls.
Anyone can be a victim. Even businesses will tell you how to avoid them. And then later at 6, is your home ready for winter? We'll share some tips on how to prepare.
On Wall Street, stocks ended higher after retail sales and earnings reports topped estimates. The Dow Industrials gained 54 points, closing at 36,142. The Nasdaq added 120. The S&P 500 was up 18. And we will be right back.
Save now on furniture with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection of inventory available now. Your choice 2-piece sofa and love seat or sectional, just $9.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
It's time to get holiday ready with Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks. Or with Ford Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. And come home in a Ford Bronco Sport. That's how you get holiday ready. Now lease America's all-time best-selling SUV, Ford Explorer, for just $389 a month, only at your local Ford dealer.
Here at TSR, we transform outdated or damaged basement floors into beautiful, functional, tough floors in just one day. Hi, I'm Joey with TSR Concrete Coatings, and we don't just simply coat over your old floor. We repair all the cracks, apply the base coat and chip, and then seal it with our own proprietary sealant that will never chip or peel. Our coatings are ridiculously easy to clean and will not be damaged by spills or standing water. All of our coatings are covered by our exclusive lifetime warranty, so you can rest assured that your beautiful new basement floor coating will last. And from now until March 15th, we're offering 15% off your basement floor coating. This promotion also applies to any interior commercial coating project. Visit the website or call the number below for your new floor today. TSR, one day floor.
Hey guys.
Hey, Dad.
You ready?
This holiday, US Cellular is doing a little something extra to keep everyone connected. Right now, choose any phone from any brand at any of our stores for free. Plus, save big with unlimited data for our best price of the season, just $30 a month. Now that's a deal to cheer about. Feel the locally grown joy from US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
Save on the best name brand mattresses with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection in stock now. Your choice, 14-inch firm or plush queen mattress, just $4.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
News 3 Now brings you continuing coverage of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial tonight at 6.
Preparing for winter weather is important. Tonight at 6, I'm diving into how you can protect your home from the brutal Wisconsin winter.
UW Athletics and the Goodman Community Center need your help to provide Thanksgiving meals for 4,000 families.
Please consider a food or monetary gift so no one goes without holiday dinner.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. Any business, big or small, can be the target of scammers. Our Leah Linscheid has a call for action out of Highland, where one sporting goods store has some pointers for you before you head out to get that 12-pointer this hunting season.
Gun deer hunting season is just days away now.
This is your standard 6.5 Creedmoor and a Sig Sauer.
And Mark Palon wants to help you prepare.
We do gunsmithing, archery repair, crossbow repair.
He's got the gear, lots of trophies, and after 29 years in business, a little advice.
It's not how far away can you shoot at a deer, it's how close can you get. That's what the hunt's all about.
Oddly enough, some of those pointers come in handy for both a sportsman and a businessman.
We've been trying to be scammed multiple times over the years, and it's just something you pick up on.
Mark got pretty close to the last scam, targeting his sporting goods outpost, a woman claiming to be from Merchant Services.
They threw me off guard at first, and I was busy with a customer, so I told them to call me back, which they did.
After a little runaround, Mark hung up, then called his own Merchant Services company.
They said, no, we haven't got anything going like that. It's a scam.
They're fishing for information, possibly financial gain at some point, maybe getting credit card numbers of consumers who purchased from him.
Mark called the Better Business Bureau next, one of his first pieces of advice, so you don't fall for these fishers. He did a few other things right as well.
The main thing that he did was reach out to his own credit card processing company.
Mark had the direct line to his actual merchant servicer. When in doubt, hang up and call the number you trust, even if it looks legit on caller ID.
This phone number was a local number from the United States, but phone numbers can be spoofed.
That call also came out of nowhere. Another red flag. Be on the lookout for unsolicited calls. They're often fake.
I think, Leah, the older you get, the smarter you get, hopefully.
It's not the first time he's picked up a scam phone call.
It's a straight wall cartridge.
But Mark's learned over the years, in the fields or behind the counter. He shoots it to us straight.
Don't be so quick to act. If you have a gut feeling that something's up, check it out.
That's good advice. Thank you, Leah. Another tip from Mark and the Better Business Bureau. Ask for a physical mailing address from your alleged scammer. They provided him one, and when the Better Business Bureau looked it up, it was for an empty office store out of Texas.
Well, right now, 14 counties in Washington state are under a state of emergency because of severe flooding. 2 storm systems called atmospheric rivers caused days of heavy rain, which later triggered mudslides and floods along the western part of the state. Police say at least one person is missing. Schools were closed for the second day in a row today in some cities, and hundreds of people were forced to evacuate their homes.
It's bad. It's pretty deep. It's fast. It's dirty. It's cold.
There was nothing in our house in less than 30 minutes. It was up to our knees, our ankles.
This was the scene in the city of Belington this morning. Crews worked through the night to clear debris from roads and restore power to dozens of homes. Almost 50,000 people in other parts of the state are still without power. More rain is expected beginning Wednesday night as another storm system affects Washington for the end of the week. The Coast Guard had to rescue almost a dozen people from their homes yesterday as floodwaters rose. First responders called for the Guard to airlift people out because the currents were too strong for boat rescues. 10 people, including a few small children, were rescued in total. They're taken to nearby hospitals for assessment.
Well, let's get a look at our weather. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti has your certified most accurate forecast. Gary?
Our temperatures actually have warmed up a little bit today as strong winds out ahead of weather system are coming in out of the south and southeast. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for temperatures to be in the 40s overnight. In fact, we actually may see temperatures rise a bit and be near 50 right around midnight before temperatures drop off a little bit toward tomorrow morning as a cold front comes through. Now, we'll see colder weather start to arrive tomorrow afternoon with falling temperatures, and then we're back to the middle 30s for Thursday and upper 30s for Friday. And over the weekend, we'll see dry and a little milder weather, but some flurries are in the forecast from Sunday night into early Monday morning, and then again Wednesday into Thanksgiving Day. No major storm systems are expected, but it definitely will be cold for much of next week leading up to the Thanksgiving holiday. To the north, we've seen some rain and snow showers up in the northern part of the state. To the west, we're still waiting for some showers to develop, and that probably won't happen until a cold front pushes through Madison sometime around midnight, and the showers will probably break out over southeastern Wisconsin. We'll show you that on Future Track in just a little bit. Temperatures right now, 30s in the northern part of the Midwest, 40s here, 50s not too far to the south. In fact, Des Moines, Iowa is at 60 degrees, and temperatures are in the upper 60s to the lower 70s over parts of southern Kansas and Missouri. This storm system, the one that brought all the heavy rain to Washington State, now moving through southern Canada, but again, taking the more northerly route, that means a lot of that moisture gets wrung out over the mountains and unfortunately dumped over Washington State. But by the time the precipitation gets on the other side of the Rockies, there's not a lot of it left, and you have to wait for moisture to be pulled in out of the Gulf of Mexico to start feeding more showers to the south and east of us, and that's what will happen overnight. But in the short term, lots of clouds, but not much in the way of precipitation, and with winds out of the west-southwest aloft, our temperatures have rebounded a little bit. There's a warm front to our south and a cold front to our north and west, actually a couple of cold fronts. The first one is more of a wind shift, and that's what could bring us a couple of showers overnight. The second one packs more of a punch, and that's what will start dropping the temperatures by tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures right now, 30s and 40s across the state. Compared to 24 hours ago, they're up about 10 to 15 degrees. But on future track, again, those showers popping up just to our south and east. That cold front comes through overnight. And then the second front comes through later in the day tomorrow, and that's when the temperatures start to drop. Winds become a little more northwesterly with time, and as we head into Thursday, high temperatures will probably only reach the middle 30s, so about 10 to 15 degrees colder than they were today. Our Metro Futurecast for tomorrow calls for a high of 48, but that's kind of deceiving. It'll probably be around noontime with temperatures turning colder in the afternoon as winds become a little more northwesterly with time. And on future track, quiet right now, lots of clouds. Temperatures may go up a couple degrees overnight, and then we see those showers come through, and notice by early tomorrow morning they're already to our south and east, but those temperatures drop back into the lower 40s. They'll go up a little bit tomorrow afternoon or late tomorrow morning, and then drop off as we head into the rest of the day. And the 7 to 10 day forecast calls for highs only in the 30s for Thursday and Friday. Saturday, we're back up into the upper 40s, low 40s on Sunday with maybe a rain shower chance in the afternoon. Then we see colder weather as we head into next week. Some flurry chances from Sunday night into early Monday morning. Tuesday should be dry, and then some snow showers or flurries Wednesday. Thanksgiving Day, just some scattered flurries, but notice the high temperatures only in the low to mid 30s through Thanksgiving, and then temperatures will turn a little milder as we head into the latter part of next week. As we take a look at first horn traffic, we're seeing some delays on the eastbound Beltline, especially from Park Street back to Verona Road. Westbound, we're seeing delays from around Todd Drive to Park Street. Travel times right now pretty elevated, at least on the eastbound Beltline, almost a half hour from University Avenue to the interstate, 19 minutes going back in the westbound direction. No problems on I-3990 from the Beltline southward to Janesville. US 12 Middleton to Sauk City is 16 minutes. Downtown to Sun Prairie, East Washington Avenue, and US 151. It's a 19-minute commute. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. Coming up next at 5, East High School students are giving back to the community. See how you can help after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Keep your home and family warm and cozy this winter with a new degree of comfort from your local Rheem contractor.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today. Serving Dane County for over 45 years.
Guys, do you suffer from erectile dysfunction? Now there's great news. Peak Performance for Men will help you regain your performance and confidence naturally. Peak Performance for Men uses an advanced form of acoustic wave therapy, clinically shown to open up and regrow blood vessels, restoring normal and natural functionability where it counts most. There are no needles, no surgery, and best of all, no pain. Call now and receive an ultrasound, your initial consultation, all for free, and over $300 value. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
Find your style with Patriot Lighting during Menard's last 11% rebate sale of 2021. Shop our full selection of more than 7,000 interior lights. Patriot Lighting comes in a variety of unique styles and finishes. Save on everything with 11% off all Patriot Lighting. Check out our Samuel Lighting collection that comes in a bold bronze finish with clear glass shades. Pick up this Samuel chandelier for only $144.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
I was a Navy submariner for over 20 years. I spent a large portion of my life underwater. Service is about putting your country before yourself. But Senator Ron Johnson uses his office to serve himself. Ron Johnson passed a special tax break that benefited his family's business, then cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since he's been elected. That's not what service is about. Tell Ron Johnson to stop voting for tax laws that benefit himself.
Is your home giving you the cold shoulder? Fight back with a new energy-saving furnace from your local Rheem contractor.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today. Serving Dane County for over 45 years.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Madison East High School students are giving back to the community. The school's Food Equity Club opened a free outdoor food pantry today. The new pantry will be stocked with canned food and be available 24/7 for anyone who needs it. Organizers say it's important to give back to students and community members who may not be able to afford very much.
We have students who maybe their families don't have high income jobs, and so maybe they can't afford food as well as rent and medications and things like that. So money gets tight, and sometimes food is difficult to get your hands on.
If you'd like to help, the school is accepting monetary donations so they can keep the pantry stocked.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare thanked first responders and healthcare workers today with a drive of thanks. Ambulances, fire trucks, and police cruisers were met with dozens of signs thanking them as they enter the hospital. The drive aimed at recognizing teams for their dedication to protect and serve communities throughout the pandemic. And we'll have a final check of your first warn forecast when we come back.
Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. You can still enjoy our award-winning steak dinners with our new takeout and delivery service. We call it the High Point Steakout. Call in your order today.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids recipe for health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-Day Challenge.
One of our biggest sales of the year, the Thanksgiving sale at Slumberland Furniture. Get huge savings on already low prices, up to 50% off. Plus, see what's new, what's in stock, and save 25% on our great accessories. Give your home that special touch. plus totally free shipping. Huge store-wide savings at the Thanksgiving sale at Slumberland Furniture. And for better sleep, come to Slumberland Sleep Solutions and see how easy it is now to shop for a mattress.
Introducing Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. New luxury apartments for seniors 55 plus. Professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
As you remodel, don't toss your cabinets and appliances. Donate to Habitat Restore. Give your items a second life while proceeds build Habitat for Humanity homes. Donate today. Habitat Restore, Dane County.
High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. You can still enjoy our award-winning steak dinners with our new takeout and delivery service. We call it the High Point Steakout. Call in your order today.
We've got a packed broadcast for you tonight. The gift of music, a country star's remarkable act of kindness after deadly floods destroyed their homes. The CBS Evening News is now just minutes away.
Well, you may have your Thanksgiving turkey, but how are you going to cook it? The Chicago Fire Department sent out a video on what not to do. Take a look at this. If you're deep frying your turkey, firefighters say you should never overfill your pot with oil. Nope, that's not good. Adding the turkey to an already full pot will cause it to overflow, and it could catch your house on fire. They also stress it's important to use protective gear and stay out of splash zones however you cook your bird this year.
And don't put it right next to some plywood.
Not a good call, right.
All right, I'll be happy to pick it up from somebody and just, you know, have somebody else carve it.
Gary Canalti, one final check of the forecast.
Well, it's chilly out there, but mainly because of the breeze. The live view for the Edgewater Skycam, no precipitation here right now. We might see a shower late tonight, but Doppler track right now, pretty quiet across southern Wisconsin. Temperatures are in the lower to middle 40s. These temperatures actually may rise a little bit before they start dropping overnight. Wind chills right now in the 30s. So, you know, even though temperatures are in the 40s, that brisk wind dropping those wind chills by about 10 degrees. Look for temperatures to hold steady or rise overnight and then drop to the lower 40s by early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's high of 48 right around noon, and then those temperatures dropping back into the middle 40s by late in the day. Colder weather for Thursday and Friday, warmer for the weekend, maybe a shower Sunday afternoon, and then some flurry chances next week with temperatures in the 30s.
Not bad for this time of year. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Gary. Have a good evening, everybody, and hope to see you back here for News 3 at 6.